Hello everybody. I apologize for not uploading any new videos. I was not really in the mood with the whole situation with the virus, and now I can't go to work because I work at the university, and the universities are now closed, so I need to figure out how to give my classes online, and it's a mess basically. But I think my students even more worried now than I am, so I need to figure it out and make it work somehow. So now when I'm at home and I am trying not to freak out, I do whatever I can to feel better, and one of my favorite things are fragrances, and it means that I watch videos about fragrances, fragrance reviews, and I decided to film a video. And I decided to film a video about one of my favorite flowers, which are the lilacs. Lilacs take me back 30 years, and when I was 6 years old, I was born in Belarus, White Russia, and I came to Israel when I was nearly 7. So lilacs are really emotional scent for me. It reminds me of my grandma that used to cut lilac branches for me because I asked her to smell them. I was really excited every day to go to the lilac trees or lilac bushes, I think, and it was my all-time favorite smell when I was little, and I actually forgot about it until I found this fragrance. And the way the first time I smelled it, it was like traveling in time. It was an immediate emotional reaction for me. I'm not sure if you are familiar with this experience with fragrances, but sometimes our sense of smell connects us immediately to our emotional brain areas, and we are overwhelmed with emotions. This is exactly what happened to me when I smelled Lilac Path. Lilac Path is, I think it's my first lilac fragrance I encountered in the store, and the moment I smelled it, I was immediately reminded of these spring days when I was 6, even younger, and I was walking with my grandmother, and it was so emotional for me. I decided to buy it immediately. Well, it didn't even feel like a decision because I had to have it. There was no question about it. I just, if they didn't have it in stock, I would take the tester or whatever they had left because I had to have it. I didn't have a collection even then. I think I had like 2 or 3 fragrances, but this scent was the most emotional scent for me, and I had to buy it immediately. So Lilac Path is a lilac fragrance, but it's not a pure lilac. It also has jasmine, which I can scent, and it also has neroli and some other notes. But basically, for me, this is a lilac with some white florals inside. And I basically, when I scent lilac, I tend to push the other notes aside because I focus on zoom in on the lilac note, and I kind of discard all the others. But for me, when I wore it for the first time, I immediately thought about whether I can get another lilac that is actually more closer to the actual lilac without the other notes of jasmine, of other white florals. It doesn't mean that I don't love and enjoy this one, but sometimes you get you get the experience when you try something so good and you wonder whether you can find something that is even better. So I think I had this that experience with Lilac Path. Now Lilac Path, in terms of performance, it's not great. I personally spray it all over my hair and clothes, and that way it lasts all day. But if I only spray it on my skin, it lasts for a couple of hours and then it's gone. But for me it's fine because I have long hair, and my hair usually keeps fragrance all day long, so it's good. It's good for fragrances in general that are not long lasting. I just spray them on my hair, and I get to enjoy them all day long. So Lilac Path is a very feminine fragrance. I mean, it's white flowers and lilacs, and basically I don't believe that fragrances have a gender, but if you want to have an idea about how this one smells, It's a very, very floral scent. It's very light, very floral, very spring. I really enjoy it, and for me it's I cannot talk about the quality of fragrances that I have such a deep emotional connections to, because for me these fragrances are completely totally emotional. I have, yeah, it's like ranking objectively family members. So I think you understand. If you like fragrances, you understand what I mean. So this is like path, lilac path. Sorry. Oh, my leg fell asleep. Ouch. So the second one I got my hands on is actually from Frederic Malle, and this is Un Passant. Sorry for butchering the name, as I usually do with French words. I got a sample of this one when I bought another fragrance. I don't remember which one. And the second I smelled it, I ordered a bottle of this one, because this is beautiful lilac scent. As opposed to Lilac Path, but by Aerin, I think. Yeah. This one is much more lilac focused in a sense that it does not. I don't smell any other flowers. It has some watery note. It smells a little bit wet. I tried to record this video before, and it was a little challenging to describe what wet flowers mean, because I think it's the feeling you get when you are walking after some rain fell, and all the blooming flowers are much sharper, and you get to smell all with the wind. You have whiffs of really fresh blooming flowers, and the scent of fresh lilacs that I get from this one is simply gorgeous. I mean, this is the perfect spring scent for me. I think it's my favorite spring scent. It just reminds me of being 6 years old and basically smelling the overwhelming scent of lilacs that are blooming and so fresh, and just it's pure emotion in a bottle for me. I don't scent any jasmine in here. I don't scent anything. I almost started to speak in Hebrew. Sorry. So basically, what I can smell in this are lilacs and some wetness quality, some kind of rainy feeling. And again, I think it's a very feminine scent, but it doesn't mean that men cannot wear it. I would love to smell lilacs on a man. Doesn't matter how feminine it smells, because I just adore this scent. But Un Passant, I think it's one of the best releases from this house, because I think not many fragrances have lilacs in them. But I think because the difficulty to create an accord that smells like true lilacs. I smelled many fragrances that claim they have lilac accord, but it smells nothing like lilacs I remember. So I think it's a challenging accord to make, but Un Passant does it perfectly. And if you like lilacs, I think you must have this one. And even if you are not sure about lilacs, I think it's a gorgeous spring scent that does not have citruses. I said many times before, I cannot stand citrus scents for some reason. I think maybe I have genetic flaw or something, but I'm really difficult with citruses. This is super fresh, super cooling scent, and it doesn't have citrus scents at all, and this makes it my favorite spring scent together with Lilac Path. So my recent find is actually this is a tester of Lilac Love from Amouage. This is a beautiful floral gourmand scent. It is lilacs with coffee, and well, I basically zoom in on the lilacs when I wear it. I don't want to spray it on myself because I have many other fragrances I just sprayed in. I don't want to stink. But for me, I have the opening of this lilac. It's a little less realistic than these other two, but it still smells like lilacs, and it's a bit denser. And after some time, the coffee cacao smell kicks in. Cacao scent with a little bit. I get this really dense gourmandy accords, but the lilac still is prominent throughout the life of this one, and it gets a little bit musky in the dry down, but the lilacs are still present. For some reason I used it a couple of times and it's not really long lasting on my skin, or at least I am not able to smell it after a few hours. I mean, after the musky lilac scent in the dry down, it kind of disappears on my skin. It's still a gorgeous fragrance. I think the uniqueness of making lilacs together with some gourmandy notes, it makes it really a nice floral scent for winter. It makes it a little bit more dense than these two guys, and a little bit more unique because it's not simply florals. But for someone who really adores lilac scent, this one for me falls a bit short of this too, because it's lilacs with something else, and it kind of makes me want to feel like I want the lilacs, and you can take out all the coffee and the other notes, even though I really like this combination. I know what I said now is a bit weird. It doesn't makes a lot of sense. I still love this scent. I hope I will be able to make it a little bit more long lasting, but when I'm thinking about the lilac category, this is less a lilac scent for me, but more of a floral gourmand scent. So because the lilac is not the main player, and when I want to really surround myself with something that makes me feel amazing, makes me connect with my past, I will not go for this one. I will go for something more lilac-y. That's what I was trying to say, I think. And I know that Amouage is supposed to be really long lasting, but on me for some reason neither Lyric nor this one is not really long lasting, and I'm not sure whether it is my skin, my nose, or something else. Okay, so the last one I just recently got from eBay. This is Persian Lilac. This is from a Russian brand called NOVAYA ZARYA, and it was created in 1864. I heard about this house because of the very famous Russian perfume called Krasnaya Moskva. My grandma used to wear it from stories I heard at a funeral, from all places. And I was really curious to try it, and I got 2 perfume bottles of that one. I will talk about it in another video. And when I was searching on eBay this brand NOVAYA ZARYA, I came across this one, and I read some good reviews that were saying that this is a really realistic lilac. So I had to order it. It's not really expensive, and I'm really glad I did. This is the most realistic lilac I ever tried. This comes in this cute bottle. It has a bow here, and this is, I think it's a 30 ml bottle. I'm not sure they come in any larger bottles. Maybe they do, but for me it's enough. This is pure lilacs. I mean, as opposed to the other two that encompass other notes, this, I don't remember how to open it. Okay, yeah. So this is basically a memory in a bottle. There is nothing here that I can scent apart from lilacs, and these lilacs smell exactly like I remember lilacs to smell. The opening is a bit medical and alcoholic. It's a really cheap perfume after all, so I don't expect really high quality ingredients. But even taking under account that they're so cheap, they managed to create a really realistic lilac accord. So I'm really impressed. The down, yeah. If you love lilacs, you have to try this one. The realism of this one is out of this world, and I guess there are different types of lilacs, because this smells exactly like the ones I remember, even though the other two I was talking about, they are as well remind me of the ones I remember, but this is the most realistic one of them all. It's a gorgeous scent. The downside is that this fades in minutes, I think. The last time I sprayed it on myself, I could not smell it. I had to press my nose against my skin to be able to smell it after 10 minutes. And so what I thinking about doing with this one is I will try to spray my hair in my clothes, and I hope that will make it last longer. But even if it doesn't, just the ability to smell it once in a while and travel back in time, for me, I think it's worth it, because I mean, I don't think that apart from scent and smell, anything can make me go back in time as much as scents do. I mean, I can look at pictures, at photographs, I can taste food I used to eat, and it reminds me of the past, but scents are just, they're like a direct connection to my emotional system and my emotional memory system. Like I feel transported and 6 years old again, and this is it's amazing ability to have to buy fragrance for, I don't remember how much it was, like about $10, and have this amazing experience of traveling back in time. I think it's absolutely amazing. If you like lilacs, I would highly recommend this one just for the experience of smelling it. I don't think the performance is, as I said, the performance is really poor, but the ability of this house to create a lilac accord that is so realistic, I think it's out of this world, and I really impressed by what they did with this one. Oh, it's still there, and it's just the best lilac I ever smelled. And it's lilac, it's nothing else, like it's pure lilac. So this is my 4 lilac fragrances I have. If you have any recommendations for me, please leave a comment down below, because I would love to purchase any other lilac scents. As you probably figure out, I'm